Apparently, they've updated the list of what constitutes as a dad rock band, and you are not gonna believe who they put on the list. Let's take a look. This is my first look at this list, and we're gonna look at it together, and we're gonna have a nice little laugh. This is posted by The Sun in the UK. Apparently, these are the 9 bands that are now classified as dad rock. These are the bands that you'll be dancing to at weddings and annoying your children by telling them how great things were. You won't have realized it, but you're now that guy. That checks out. You ridicule your dad for air guitaring to AC/DC with a tie around his head, but then you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, and you're doing the exact same thing with your favorite band. You feel a bit queasy when you see that band is on their 12th studio album, and the bassist is starting to look like a member from the Rolling Stones. What happened? Whether you like it or not, here are the 9 bands that are now classified as dad rock. According to whom is what I would like to know. Who decides this? So number 1, we've got Nirvana. Of course, they put Nirvana on the dad rock list. Hilarious. Not necessarily rock, but Nirvana are firmly in the category of dad rock these days. You're at weddings headbanging to Smells Like Teen Spirit, a song that is now 28 years old. What weddings have you been going to? No wedding that I've ever been to have I seen anybody headbanging ever. People dance, no doubt. People eat food and they drink, but like, I've never seen anybody headbang at a wedding. Maybe I'm going to the wrong weddings. Yes, 28. Okay, that's how time works. Whatever. This band hasn't even existed for 25 years following the death of Kurt Cobain. You're now angered by 12-year-olds wearing Nirvana t-shirts as a fashion statement, not as a fandom statement. Face it, we're getting old. Who's getting upset about 12-year-olds wearing Nirvana shirts? That is not a hot button topic for people. I don't think it really bothers anybody.
Hey, can I have that cookie too?
Next up, we got Foo Fighters, because Nirvana's on the list, so of course, one of the guys from Nirvana being in a band means it's a dad rock band. Probably the ultimate expression of modern dad rock. In that Dave Grohl has kids and is a dad, maybe. Still producing awesome. Why is it in parentheses? Their music is good. Music to this day. Foo Fighters will have you headbanging like no other band. Whoever wrote this is obsessed with headbanging. Like headbanging is a thing that everybody does. I think in this person's life, people just headbang constantly, right? Like everywhere around the office. Eric, is that article gonna be ready? Yeah, Dave, I've got it. It's coming. Just listen to the Wasting Light album and try to keep your head still. Impossible. However, starting just after Nirvana in 1994, the band are 25 years old, and until they do a collaboration with someone with Lil at the start of their name, the current generation will write them off as old people music. That like Lil joke is such a boomer thing to say, honestly.
Oh yeah, every rapper is a Lil now.
That was a joke in maybe like 2016. This list is great. Oh, because it's a rock band and they're an old rock band, they're a dad rock band. Is Led Zeppelin a dad rock band? Is Sex Pistols a dad rock band? I don't know. I don't make these kinds of decisions. I'm too busy headbanging. The Arctic Monkeys. I can't quite believe this, but Arctic Monkeys are 17 years old. Still not old enough to drink, so are they really a dad rock band? First album, which arrived in 2006, brought them into the mainstream and they never left. Arguably the best band that the 2000s produced. That is a very, very large statement and is, I would say, a very arguable statement in that it is 100% not true. The 2000s had so many better bands than the Arctic Monkeys. Oh boy. Oh wow. Yeah, you're wrong. You are wrong. You're wrong and you should feel bad. Their lyrics and music were relatable to a whole generation. Unfortunately, that generation, myself included, are now the older generation. That 2006 album, whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not, that you thought was contemporary is now 13 years old and will be approaching its GCSEs soon. I don't know what GCSEs are. I assume it's some sort of mutual fund, and that your stock portfolio is not doing well because you invested heavily in Arctic Monkeys when there were lots of other great bands that you could have invested in. Arctic Monkeys are the greatest band of the 2000s, arguably. The Strokes. You've had your 6th free glass of Prosecco at the wedding reception. You see a mate across the dance floor and you haven't seen them in a few years. You start walking over to them and Last Night by the Strokes starts playing. Suddenly you're both bobbing your heads as you get closer and closer. It kicks into the first huskily sung line of Last Night. And you're both hugging and jumping, singing along as if you were back in school. Sorry to remind you, but this song is 18 years old and you're both old as dad rock. Like, how many weddings is this person going to? Maybe you crash too many weddings and the problem is you've started to associate all of your music with weddings, not because they're dad rock bands, but because you go to too many weddings. Blink 182. This is why this list was sent to me, so I would see this. Yeah, okay, wonderful. They may have been around since 1992, but they really came up into the UK scene with prominence in 2001 with Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. So, what you're saying is arguably a better band than the Arctic Monkeys came up in the 2000s? Is that what you're saying? Yeah? Yeah. That is unless you pretend to listen to their older stuff before anyone has heard of them because you're a lying hipster. Oh my god. Blink-182 rose to popularity with Enema of the State, which came out before Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. Also, one of their most popular songs is off the album Dude Ranch, which came out before Enema of the State. And it's not like you're a lying hipster because you pretend to like the early stuff of Blink-182. It's that they were already popular before the stuff you're talking about. What is going on here? I'm sorry. I got a little heated right there. We'll just headbang this one out. Again, this being released in 2000s put it firmly in the dad rock category. You hear a rock show come on and people start dancing. Look around, everyone is over 30. Dad rock. It must be because these bands are dads. And they're like, oh, because someone in the band is a dad, dad rock.
It never dawned on me that at one point I'd be a father and have to buy the clean version of my albums to play in the car.
Green Day. Unbelievably, Green Day has been around since 1986. That's 33 years. Band is older than I am. Their evergreen singer, Billie Joe Armstrong, is 47 years old, for crying out loud. When did that happen? Jesus Christ, I need to lie down. It's clear to me that this person has a tenuous grasp on the way that time works, in that it moves forward in a linear fashion.
Let me tell you something. I've been around since 1988. And you're gonna give me 1 minute?
Oh, Muse is up next. Muse aren't dad rock, right? Wrong! Sorry. Man. They've been touring since Beethoven. What year was Beethoven born? Muse has been touring since 1770. Dad rock. Now they're an end-of-night favorite at the aging club nights, or a wedding finale for your niece, for you to knee slide to. Maybe the reason that this person thinks that all these bands are dad rock bands is because they keep going to weddings and acting like they're rock shows, and everyone's just pissed, like, damn it, you're drunk again. Stop headbanging and moshing and doing knee slides at the wedding. It's not that kind of event. They're the status quo of our generation, folks. I straight up don't know what that means. The status quo? In that they're a band that is popular and makes music? Because every band sounds exactly like Muse. Foo Fighters sounds like Muse. Nirvana sounds like Muse. Blink-182 sounds like Muse. What are we even talking about? The Killers, the youngest band on this list. The Killers have now basically been reduced to being a fail-safe for any DJ who has lost the crowd. I agree with this. I've been to some emo nights. Mr. Brightside is usually a good savior at emo nights. All any DJ needs to do is play Mr. Brightside. I got it, yeah. And the crowd comes back. You might hate to admit it, but those sixth form parties were a hell of a long time ago. The emo nights that you go to and you hear Mr. Brightside at is all full of 19 to 25-year-olds. Like, those are not dads. Those are literal young adults. So I beg to differ on this one. And number 9, Oasis. Is it my imagination? Sorry, I need to do it more like Tom. Is it my imagination? Or are Oasis finally classed as dad rock? If I told Liam Gallagher that Oasis are now dad rock to his face, he probably wouldn't take it lying down. Calling Oasis dad rock is probably the hardest one for me to admit, as they are one of my favorite bands, but Definitely Maybe is now 25 years old, and songs like Live Forever and Supersonic are songs that get the over 30s dancing. That is the definition of dad rock. What is dad rock? Classic rock you first heard from your dad's old record collection. I got into the Beatles after my dad showed me some of their albums he bought in the 60s, so you listen to a lot of dad rock. So basically, dad rock is music that you found through your dad. So it's only dad rock if your dad shows it to you. So are the Beatles dad rock, or are they just a band? I'm so confused. What even is dad rock? You can't say that things are the definition of things when the definition isn't really a definition. Well, there you have it. 9 bands that are depressingly now classed as dad rock. According to you, I don't even know what's happening here. I do feel personally attacked by this list. I am gonna say that because Blink-182 is definitely old. They're definitely old for sure, but I like their old stuff, like a hipster. That's what I am. I'm a lying hipster. I like how he didn't even talk about Green Day, just like Green Day is old, therefore, dad rock band. Of course, I'm aware that as the generations change, the music of a generation becomes the music that is introduced to their children, and so of course, whatever the music is from the previous generation is gonna come across as classic rock to the kids of the new generation. And I don't really mean any shade towards James, who wrote this article. I just wanted to poke a little bit of fun at it and be a little bit disappointed at the fact that things are changing in the world around me and I don't like it. You know, there's a lot of really cool new music coming out, and it is fun sometimes to laugh about the way music changes around us and the way that people's perception of music can shift in doing so. And I think if anything we can take away from this list, that we all just need to spend way more time. And that's it for the new list of dad rock bands that you would never believe is a dad rock band, that are definitely not dad rock bands, they're just rock bands with dads in them. But let me know down below if you agree or disagree with this list, because I honestly would love to hear why you think these bands are or aren't dad rock bands, or maybe what dad rock bands we didn't get. Who do you think is the ultimate dad rock band? If you found this video insightful, informative, or at least a little bit entertaining, please just obliterate that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I'm Andy Negative, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. Bye!